That's where I like it. All right. So now I'm going to add a heaping quarter cup of allulose. The reason why I'm doing a heaping is because the first time I made it with that product, I went for a total half a cup. And it made my stomach a little sensitive to it. So I don't want to overdo it, but I do want to enjoy it. So what I did the first time is I mixed in a quarter cup and then I tasted it and decided to go for it. So that's where I like the consistency of my whipped cream. That already had a tablespoon of vanilla extract and a decent shake of, well, you saw what was on top, cinnamon. So I'm going to go ahead and put the allulose in. And I'm going to mix it again. This is going to make 4 cups, like a large amount of ice cream. This is an entire, what the heck's the size? Pint of heavy cream. If you wanted to make this fully carnivore, you would not use the allulose because that is derived from sugar and also maple syrup, figs, and dates, I believe. So if you want to make this carnivore and sweeten it, you would use raw honey. You can also use, which is very good, but it's light, a tablespoon of real maple syrup. That would make it keto. But you can't go further than that because maple syrup has a lot of carbohydrates in it. So I decided to go with allulose because I wanted it to be sweeter than the maple ice cream that I had made first. And yeah, so this is going to be a keto ice cream. The only difference with carnivore is it needs to be meat products only with carnivore. Although where I learned it from is from a carnivore person, and she did add vanilla extract. Okay, so next, I've got the sugar substitute, the allulose blended in there. I've got a half a teaspoon of cacao baking powder. I have no idea how much to put. I'm looking for a specific color. So I'm going to start with that. That's about a quarter of a teaspoon. That's not going to cut it. So I'm going to go ahead and go for it. This is about 3/4 of a teaspoon. You can add, so what makes it keto versus carnivore? Keto will allow you to use plant products. I like plant products. I love olives. I love olive oil. I love avocados. I don't foresee myself giving those up. I love greens, spinach, Swiss chard. All that stuff is like one net carb. So you can eat them to your heart's content. And I like them. And I think they're beautiful, what do you call it? A beautiful pairing with meat and fat. So let's see what the color I get here. maybe what I should go for is taste. Because I don't know how much more of that I want to add to it. So let me taste it. See, it changes, like the flavor kind of changes after it's been frozen for a bit. I think I'm going to put a little bit more in there. I'm also going to investigate peanut butter powders to see if they're carb friendly and natural. If not, I'm going to go ahead. I love peanut butter. And get some organic peanut butter with nothing added except for maybe salt. Speaking of salt, 2 grinds pink salt, pinch of salt if it's like Redmond's real salt. I would not use iodized salt. That is just it's no longer salt, really. Let's mix again. Well, let me go ahead and add a little bit more. I'm a little nervous. I don't want it to be too chocolatey. Also, when you're making this with a mixer, you want to be careful you don't go so far as that you make butter. How I determined that I can go this far, because when I first made the ice cream, I didn't go this far, is that I just made butter, and it took a long time for it to separate this way. So I'm not so worried about it. A long time. Like I was making it for about 15 minutes, and this is not going to be but more than... The video might be 15 minutes long, but the actual creation is going to be about 7. That's pretty. I like that. I like the looks of it. I don't know if it looks very chocolate to you. It's perfect. Okay. So I know it's going to get a little more intense as it cools in the freezer. I love that. So what did I do? I did about a teaspoon and a quarter of baking chocolate, unsweetened, of course. Let's look at the carbs on this. Now, this is not the healthy one. I just got this at the general store. 1 carbohydrate, no fiber. So that's a whole carb you got to count. And that's per serving. Per serving is a tablespoon, so we didn't even get there. So that's less than a gram. Now, I really like my ice cream to be rich. And this is the secret ingredient. I don't know if it's so secret. So this is going to make 4 cups of ice cream. So I'm adding 4 egg yolks. If I did 1 cup of heavy cream, I would be using 2 egg yolks. And I'm going to put them right in there now that I have it whipped. I reserve my egg whites. The cat loves it. So I give it to the cat. I don't really like egg whites for anything else. I can't think of anything. I'm sure it's good for something. Making bread, maybe? Yeah, it's good for making a cloud bread, I think. Maybe I'll try that because I do have some egg white protein. I don't know. Let's see. Let's whip it up. Oh, man. So if you take it out slow, it's not overly burdened. But if you want a really lot of whisks to eat off of, you're going to leave it in there so it's thicker on that. But I'd rather it all be in my container, and that's plenty for me. That's beautiful. I'm going to put it am I going to put this? It's a lot of cups. Do I want them separate? So oh, you know what would be great on this? Walnut crumbles would be really nice in there. It's more fat and more plant, so this is keto. I think I'm gonna put some walnuts in it. I love them. So what I'm just got some and I'm crunching it in my hands. Because if I was thinking ahead of time, I would have put this in a bag and you know, banged on it. But I wasn't thinking ahead of time. So I didn't do that. Oh, these are good. So I'm just gonna fold that in there. I'm not going to whip anymore. These are, oh my gosh. Lots of good fats. My hands are like fatty from touching them. That's amazing. I love that. So I do like little crunchy things. And the first time that I made the ice cream, I made it with maple. And I will say this. If you want to keep from any processing outside of what they do to process maple to make it maple syrup, and make sure it's real. Make sure it's real. Do not buy any of the other stuff. It's not real. The longer it's frozen, the sweeter it gets. So a tablespoon will get you to sweetness. But if you are a fresh addict from sugars, I'm pretty fresh. This kind of thing, I like it a little sweeter. So I don't think I need it as sweet as I made it last time, but man, so delicious. So delicious. The first time I made it also, I added oatmeal. I'm not doing that ever again. Oats, like granola. And I added Reese's chips. I am never doing that again either, so I'm just going to, maybe I'll ask my neighbor if he wants it, or I'm just going to toss them because I'm not doing that anymore. So this is the closest I have to a spatula. And it is a tulip spoon that my friend gave me years ago when I had a camper. Isn't it cute? So I'm going to fold that stuff. Let me move this guy out of the way. Fold that right in there. So we have a little bit of crunches. Not a lot of crunches, just a little bit of crunches. So beautiful. You can do a buttered pecan. That takes some cooking of butter and pecans. You can make pretty much any ice cream. Like this is basically real ice cream. The thing that's different is I'm not using granulated sugar. This is real. This is far healthier than anything you can get in the store, even your keto brands. So this is basically real ice cream. Salt, sugar, which I use as sugar substitute because I'm leaving carbs behind. When it comes to that kind of carb, at least for now, who knows? My brunch was full keto. Well, I mean full carnivore. I had no desire whatsoever to have any carbs with it. And it was amazing. Okay. Golly, that's beautiful. Oh, no! I'm afraid. No, that's not true. Where is the container? Did I put it in the fridge? No? What on earth? All right, we're not going to worry about it. Well, so what I'm going to use first This is plastic. Oh, I found something perfect. I'm not going to use plastic. I like the gelato container because it's like a serving. LOL. It's not. So this is my broken glass one. Just has a broken edge right there. No biggie. Let's see how much I can fit in it. Can you even see that? No. So you can see. And whatever doesn't fit in this, I'll put in the gelato container because I just like the size. You just pop it out of the freezer and eat it. And if you don't eat the whole thing, it's okay. It's already in the container. No extra dishes. And if you're working with meat products, like making your own tallow, making your own butter, dishes are something else, and everything's covered in fat. So extra dishes can be annoying. Like making butter today, but I wanted to do that so that I could really test, because I didn't want to turn any of my ice cream into butter. I want my butter to be butter. That's beautiful, by the way. Here's my butter. It's a whole big container of butter. Oh, so lovely. So I'm going to put a plastic wrap on top of that. Or maybe, no, I'm going to use some parchment. Let's get healthy here. Why do I got to add plastic to everything? So I'll use a little square of parchment and put it on top of that. So nice. I'll put that on top to hold it down. Hopefully it'll do it. And I'll just throw this in the freezer. Now, one beautiful thing about the allulose, it doesn't get as hard as the maple syrup ice cream or going straight carnivore for the ice cream. So you can come back to this in a couple of days and not have to leave it out on the counter forever. So that's going to go in my freezer. Hopefully somewhere level. Maybe. Oh my goodness. Ugh. What is that? Okay, I got it leveled. And the rest will go in my gelato container. Because this may be something I'll give to my neighbor. Because I promised I would save him some, and then I ate what I saved him. But if you do get this from me, I want my gelato container back. I'll have to say that. So, why am I going for alternate sweets right off the bat? Because I just had a winter of crazy sweets, and I got a sweet tooth now. And I don't want to make any mistakes. So I'm going to make good for you sweets right at home. Some people will be like, just don't even have them. I totally get it. Whatever. That's you, not me. I want them. But I do like, now that I've gone back to keto, how less needy I am about it. Like looking at sweets at the store does not make me crazy. Yeah, and I'm just so much satisfied. Like I can't even believe it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the freezer. That is chocolate ice cream. Could be a lot darker. This looks like a coffee ice cream. It's not. If you want to have a coffee ice cream, you would use instant coffee. I do want to do that, but all I have is full caffeine instant coffee. So I got to find a good decaf that's good. Otherwise, I'll probably just make some decaf and use the liquid in the coffee. I don't know how that works, but we'll figure it out because I do love coffee ice cream too. So that's my chocolate, a light chocolate with some walnuts in it for crunch. And I will see you on the other side. Thank you very much. Here's to having a, healthier go at it. Bye.